All right. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday live show Wednesday. Who's excited? Yes.
I am. This guy is.
Let's go. Lapicus has got his square cup out. I've never seen anything like that in my life. What a weird looking cup.
Well, you know, you can drink water over it. You can put your pencils in there. It's very handy.
It's great.
Yahtzee cup.
Lot to talk about tonight. Lot to talk about. A lot of coaches. A lot of coaches rumbling. We got a new senior executive. A lot to talk about. Draft.
Yeah.
Free agents.
I think that senior executive's done some deals with Billy Bats in the past.
This is positive. This is going to be a positive episode here.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, why it wouldn't be positive? We're always
got
positive.
Sway's craze. We got Billy Bats. We got Bob Swede. Michael Parks wants some good stuff. I hope we come through for you.
Yeah, Tim
Ted
Voss.
Morrison. That looks like a new name. Welcome, Ted.
I wonder if he's a Patreon.
Julian Marker. Tim Voss. Voss man, I'm telling you, those Tommy Kramer parties. Rumor has those get a little out of hand. I think you'd fit right in.
Wow.
Right in. Julian. Ed Guy rocks.
Wonder if he's got his guitar. I hope so.
Confirmed the man is a musician. Knew it all along.
Is he? He's probably one of the punk bands I listen to. You can see him. He's probably like in Screeching Weasel.
Ed Guy rocks loves the off season. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better. It's just some really great weeks coming up. So excited. So damn excited. Dirk, I'm wearing a sweatshirt just so you wouldn't say that.
Give it a minute here. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Skolkaholics. Tim Versteeg in the house.
Hell yeah. Skolkaholics.
Viking Jerome. Always good to see Mr. Jerome.
Synodex is on here. I used to put that on my buttocks to get rid of butt zits.
I don't know what Synodex is. It sounds like, you're right. It sounds like some sort of really potent medicine.
Yeah. I mean, some kind of skin cream, some kind of acne cream.
Sounds like a cheap vodka.
My mom would drink it if it was. Loves her cheap vodka. Welcome to professional football. Viking Jerome still loving the original intro.
Mateo Gallardo the Potato.
Is he here?
Very good. Very good to see that.
I don't see it.
The off-season draft season. I love a big booty Latina. Wow.
Really? Wow.
Draft talk. Brian Westerland. We're going to be talking draft talk. Hopefully you guys have taken in some Senior Bowl, maybe started looking at some mock drafts. We can chime in on some guys that maybe we don't know about that we'd love to get to know.
Yeah, we're testing the waters a little bit, just getting our feet wet, just a little bit moist right now. We're really going to be diving in full bore here once all this coaching talk settles down, once the season's over, once we officially have Kevin O'Connell in-house. And you kind of got to know what defense we're going to be running. It sounds like it's going to be a 3-4, but nothing official yet. But those things we got to know before we really just go all in on the draft.
I've kind of started to go all in on the draft. I got to be honest. I'm really indulging early this year.
I still need to really start reading up on guys and really, really hopping in, but I'm going to do it next week, I think.
Mark Easton, I always confuse him with Mark Eaton, the former Jazz center.
I confuse him with beautiful Bobby Eaton, the wrestler.
Quessy runs absolutely. Whew. Mike Buford. Thank you, sir.
Wow, Mike. It's very
from
kind
Atlanta.
of you. Hell yeah. Skull from Atlanta.
Got a front row seat to Mr. Patterson this year. Lucky.
Yeah.
Who Cordell Patterson just tweeted out not a couple hours ago or something. He's pretty anxious for free agency.
Very anxious. You think he's coming home?
No, I don't. I think that dream is dead. I think someone's going to overpay the shit out of that guy. I mean, I love him. Don't get me wrong.
It was such a wasted opportunity. We just did not use him. Mike Zimmer didn't like him, didn't get along, and he could have gotten so much more. He could have been Percy Harvin 2.0, and we let it go to waste.
Julian Marker, I think you are spot on.
Mm-hmm. He usually is, Mr. Julian.
Well, let's do this. Let's hop in.
I was just going to say, we got 42, my old number in football, so let's hop into the old agenda here. So there's been a lot of love dropped in the media. I think is it intentional or not? Kirk Cousins, Kevin O'Connell supposedly wants to work with them. Justin Jefferson going on some Super Bowl interview thing, talking about how much he likes playing with Kirk Cousins. Are we buying this? Is there really all this Kirk Cousins love, or is this just the Vikings and Quasy's plan to talk positively about this guy to raise his draft stock? What are we thinking? Not draft stock, his trade value. Raise his trade value.
Jim Start, not Jim Fart. Wants to know if he can buy one bar and Lupagus swag. We're working on it. Right now, you pretty much got to win it. It's kind of lame, but we're working on it. I mean, if you're a Patreon, which we are giving away this week, this month's item. So still time, Jim.
Yeah, we haven't drawn it yet. Shit, it's almost halfway through February.
I know. We'll do it. So yeah, is the love for Kirk real? The way I look at this is, what benefit is it if they start dragging him through the mud? What's the point? It's going to hurt his draft stock. It's going to show that the Vikings want to get rid of him. Of course they're going to talk him up. Everybody is, even if they want nothing to do with him. There's no reason to talk down on Kirk Cousins right now.
No, there's not. And I mean, I'm sure they do like him. I'm sure Justin Jefferson does like playing with Kirk Cousins. I'm sure he's genuine in what he's saying. Our team's going to be like, oh my God, they like him. They really want to keep him. I think that's what they're trying to show other teams or prove to other teams, that they're, really going to try to seriously figure a way to keep him here. Then maybe they're going to offer a little bit more to get him. But it feels like he's going to be gone. I think it just makes the most sense from a financial aspect of things. So to me, he's probably gone, and I don't doubt they like him, but I do think this is trying to up his trade value a little bit.
Yeah, I like my mailman. I don't want him to be my quarterback, but I like my mailman. We clear? I don't think they haven't really said like, yeah, I look forward to working with Kirk Cousins for years. Yeah, he's the future of this franchise. No, they're just saying that they like the guy. It's a good quarterback.
And the same thing, I think Jefferson also said, what happens. It's a business, and he kind of made that allusion too. So I think there's parts of this, it's moving parts. We'll see what happens when Kevin O'Connell gets here. I'm sure he's going to be peppered with questions about Kirk Cousins, and how he answers those will show his true colors, how he feels about Kirk Cousins and his plan.
Colors around me.
I know. I was waiting for it to hop out there.
Very excited. Yeah, and even when Kevin O'Connell is here, he's not going to give a straight answer. They're not going to do jack shit. If Kirk Cousins is traded or something happens with him, it's just going to happen. There's no way they're going to let this go down the road of they just want to move him. They want to move on from him. They need to get anything they can from him. So nothing but sunshine and rainbows about Kirk Cousins until they trade him.
Yeah. And why not? You got to be positive, like we said. So they're not going to rip on their quarterback in case he does come back. All right, so we just mentioned Kevin O'Connell. Some names being floated around, some nothing really official yet, but we're kind of starting to see how this coaching staff is shaping up, looking on offense with Wes Phillips being the defensive coordinator. Defense sounds like it's going to be Ed Donatel, and the running back coach, that was the name, Craig something, Curtis Merzik or something. I don't know. I did a video. I can't remember his name at this point, but are we liking what we're seeing so far of this coaching staff that Kevin O'Connell's putting together? Anybody you wish you would have had that we missed out on? And maybe, again, this isn't official. It could all change by the time they make these things announced, but this sounds like what it's going to be.
I want to talk about Ed effing Donatel, defensive coordinator, 65, old, love him, been a defensive coordinator for 10 years in this league. Hell yes. Love it.
I like what Ed Donatel is. You're going with Wes Phillips as your offensive coordinator. We always said we wanted one of these coaches, assistant coaches, to be a guy, maybe if he was a head coach before, that would be helpful. Ed Donatel's been around forever, 10 years. He's been Vic Fangio's pretty much his Siamese twin attached at the hip. He is the Lupagus to his one bar. So these guys have been together. And I think Ed Donatel he's seen it all. So I think he can help young Kevin O'Connell when it comes to, how do you run practices, how you do this, how you do that. He has a good idea of how that works and everything. So I think he can help him from that standpoint. So I like that about Ed Donatel. But the guy that was starting to grow on me was this Lions dude. Is it Aubrey Plaza? That's the actress. It's
Pleasant. Aubrey
Pleasant. I just more I read about this guy. He was fiery, intense, getting people's faces. You've seen the video of him just screaming at Jeff Gladney, telling him he sucks at his ass. And then you get Micro Mike coming on, he tweeted or messaging him in comments is what I was talking to him. He loves this guy. He'd hate to see him go. And that's the biggest endorsement you can get for a coach is when the team that he's leaving doesn't want him to go out the door.
Yeah, but I mean, Ed Donatel, everybody's talking, who's played for him, has loved him. Love him. I mean, these are players that have played for him. They love him. So I think this is perfect case scenario. I mean, yes, I guess Vic Fangio would have been for perfect case, but Ed Donatel, the guy who's worked with Vic Fangio, the guy we've talked about it all for the last couple of weeks, is we want a defensive coordinator to go with this young offensive-minded coach. So it's perfect. It's not like he's a long-term guy. He's going to be here for 5-10 years. He needs to be here long enough where the offense coaches can get it rolling, get in their groove, just like Stella did, and then maybe a young guy comes up. And we've seen some things on Andre Patterson. Will he be here? I don't think he's going to be. I don't know.
Well, he hasn't gone anywhere else yet, and that maybe speaks for itself a little bit. I feel like, who's the other coach who's still lingering around?
Keenan McCardle.
Yeah, so maybe those two guys. Maybe Kevin O'Connell has reached out and said like he'd be part of this. So maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just making shit up, which I do half the time, but that could be definitely part of it. I don't know if you saw the breaking news, but it turns out Dirk Diggler used to play basketball with Kevin O'Connell. He hand checks below the belt, apparently.
Sounds like a hell of a ball player. Hell of a ball player. Those screens get tricky down there. Well, let's so offensively, Wes Phillips, the son of Wade, the grandson of Bum. It's tough to really think two ways about this. Kevin O'Connell's going to be running the offense.
Yeah, I mean, what you like about Phillips, football's in his blood. He's been, since the day he came out of his mother's canal, he's been living and breathing football. So he's a football guy. And, like you said, he'll help put the offense together, implement the plays and everything. But damn well Kevin O'Connell is calling things here. It's his ship. He will be running it. He is the captain. So no problem with Wes Phillips either. So
he's the captain, and Wes Phillips, they've worked together in the past, so it's going to be a very smooth transition over. So I love it. Wes Phillips is going to know what Kevin O'Connell is. He's going to be 2 steps ahead of him.
Yeah, and better being 2 steps behind.
Hey-o! Does one bar have a half goatee? What is that? Oh, like I don't have my connector over here.
Oh, it does look thin.
Oh, weird.
I think it's just the lighting.
No, it's falling out. Oh, well.
One thing about one bar, maybe one day we can get him to do this. If he takes off his shirt, his chest hair grows exactly in the Batman symbol. It's crazy.
It does. It does. I'm not even a big Marvel, whatever you call it, guy. But,
that's DC. That's DC.
I've been blessed with Batman chest hair.
Maybe
let's talk about Ryan Grigson. We haven't talked about Grigson. We've Kwesi, new, baby fresh to being a GM. We knew or figured that they're going to bring in somebody that has had some experience to go alongside him. They bring in Ryan Grigson. A lot of love and hate here. Colts fans almost laugh at the Vikings if you look at the comments they're making, how much they hated this guy, how much he made some boneheaded moves. But just remember, Kwesi, buck stops with him. And he's worked with Ryan Grigson. So he must be able to, the comments about him says he looks forward to working with him. He's got a great whatever with him. Must have brought him in for a reason.
Well, and that's to me would be way more concerning if he had no relationship with him, if he didn't know him, if he hadn't worked with him, because this guy seems like he can rub people the wrong way. You look at how he handled that Colts organization. He pretty much was cutting the players he didn't draft. He traded a first-round pick for Trent Richardson, then just made him play him because he gave a first-round pick for him, even though it was clear and apparent that Trent Richardson was pure ass. So
but when the trade was made, it wasn't that crazy. He didn't pan out for the Colts, but he was one of the up-and-coming running backs in the league. And the Colts were one running back away.
And I think they probably just lost Edgerrin James at that point, I suppose. But the fact that he was making the coach play him, that's one thing. So
he ain't gonna have that say here.
No, he's not. And I would be far more concerned with this if they didn't know each other, if they haven't worked together in the past. If he was bringing this guy in because, Brian Grigson, he's done it before. I want to bring this guy in. I don't know him, but Kwesi knows him. He's not going to bring him in if he's not comfortable working with him. And again, Kwesi's the one in charge. Grigson can, have his say or give his input on players, help run that war room, but he ain't making the call. No way.
There he is. How'd you like to piss this guy off? He looks like somebody that would come after your kneecaps with a baseball bat if you pissed him off. Look at
he's got so many pubes. I can see it already.
He's when you look at Pat McAfee's comments about him, Reggie Wayne's comments about him, they didn't like the guy. They thought he was arrogant. They thought he was pretty much saying that he's a dick without saying he's a dick. When you look at him, kind of looks like he might be a dick.
Huge
but
dick.
We'll just see what happens. He's not going to be making any crazy trades. Kwesi, the weird part is the Kwesi's comments in his initial press conferences, how it's going to be a collaborative. It's going to be pretty much this happy, fun family. And you bring in a guy like this, the crazy, creepy pervert uncle.
Yeah, the pervert uncle who's going for young chicks on Tinder. That's how I picture Ryan Grigson. I don't think he's worn underpants since the 3rd grade. Just a greasy dude.
Oh,
Pewmeister.
Pewmeister. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. So maybe the days of knee-jerk trades are not over. Maybe Ryan Grigson will say, you know what? Look at what he did as a GM. 3 seasons, 11-5. I think he was 11-5, 11-5, 11-5, then 8-8 and 8-8. So the initial moves he made, love them or hated.
Yeah, and the fact that they work together, I think that shows that he's not going to strong arm Kwesi into doing something he doesn't want to do. Again, I feel like if it wasn't that relationship and he was coming in, and then maybe he may try to do something like that. But God, yeah, he's a werewolf, half freaking werewolf. Is there a full moon out tonight? I hope not.
All right, that's enough about Ryan Grigson. There's nothing else to talk about Ryan Grigson. Let's hit up some of this draft talk before we actually get into our draft talk. Malik Willis, I think it was Helmstead, wondering if Malik Willis is an option at pick 12. And for me, it depends on the day I wake up. I seem to be flip-flopping quite a bit on Malik Willis. And today, I don't want him at 12.
I'm all for Malik Willis at 12 if he's there, and that's the guy you want. Just because he's that X factor. He can take off and run. He can have huge games, extending drives on the ground. He's got a great strong arm. He does struggle making reads down the field, and that to me is something that's very coachable and fixable. You can work on that. He's got all the God-given talent you want, but I don't think he's going to make it to 12. I think he'll continue to ascend. He had a good Senior Bowl week, and I think he'll end up being the first quarterback off the board when it's all said and done. And I don't know. I can't see him getting past the Panthers at 6, and then if he doesn't make it the Broncos at 9, I think they got to pull the trigger or 2, assuming they don't have Aaron Rodgers.
The same shit we said last year about Justin Fields, and he went by everybody. He went by the Panthers.
But there was other options last year. You got Lawrence. You got Zach Wilson.
They went cornerback. So I think Malik Willis is definitely had a fantastic Senior Bowl. I definitely think he will be a hot name. But I think when all is said and done, I don't know. I think it's just a big reach. It's a big reach. I mean, this is a shitty quarterback class, and he's just the turd with glitter on it.
I know, but you see it every year. So, I mean, we've seen it all the time. We've been doing this draft stuff for, 25 years now, whatever it's been. These quarterbacks, they talk themselves into these guys, even if you don't really like them. But I do like Malik Willis. I think he can be special. So I am on board with him at 12 if that's the way the Vikings want to go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, we will see. Those second-round guys are starting to get me a little excited, though. I'd rather wait and get a guy in round 2 that is actually worthy of the selection opposed to just completely reaching.
I've actually feel the opposite. The guys that I was watching at the Senior Bowl that I was kind of looking at round 2, the Sam Halls, Desmond Ritters, the Carson Strong, I wasn't really all that impressed with.
Oh, Ritter had a fantastic week.
I know, but I think maybe it was just the way his way he talks and stuff. He's very robotic and lacks leadership skills, if you ask me. But
hasn't he been started for Cincinnati since a freshman?
I don't know. He came up very. I don't know. It was bizarre.
Have you ever watched Andrew Luck's press conference?
He just talks like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He was just like slow.
Worry about the way he throws the ball.
Yeah, I don't know.
Josh Newman has a little bit of breaking news.
These nuts. That is breaking news.
All right. So, and we saw David Ojabi all in at pick 12. I think he's a guy that will continue to be very, very hot. I'm not on the Ojabi train yet, or Jabo train yet, but I could see myself getting there once.
Well, so guys who've been rising, let's talk about that. So the Senior Bowl, definitely some prospects who are shooting way up the board. You mentioned David Ojabo, but another guy who I think really is probably the biggest riser after the Senior Bowl week is Jermaine Johnson, the edge rusher from FSU. This guy was arguably the best player in mobile, dominating. He was just destroying people, flying off the edge, a man amongst little boys. So he's a guy who I think has shot all the way up. Vikings, if he's there at 12, you have to think long and hard about him. You're going to need some edge rushers, especially if you go to that 3-4 front. This guy would be a tremendous get. I don't know if he's even going to be there at 12. I have seen him inside top 10s in mock drafts that just come out this week.
I haven't seen that yet, but I still see him in the later 20s. But a lot of good edge rushers, defensive ends in this draft. So he's got his work cut out for him. But he definitely made himself some freaking bank. He made some bank this year. Someone asked I don't know if it was Egg Guy Rocks, Kenny Pickett at pick 12. No thanks. Maybe trade back, round 2, take Kenny Pickett.
I think those guys might, their quarterbacks are going to rise. They do it every year. So will he even be there? I don't know. It's all up to the GMs. Are they going to fall in love with these guys or not? Yeah, I don't know. Pickett, to me, I don't want him at 12.
I guess I'm under the mindset that next year, we're not probably, unless we go crazy and all of a sudden we're a fantastic team next year, which I'm not expecting. I'd rather wait for the next year and get a quarterback and just ride it out. Why not see what you got in Kellen Mond? Put in a bridge quarterback. It's not like we get in Malik Willis and we're competing. I don't know.
But the Vikings never finish where they can get a top flight quarterback. If they do that, they'll probably win like 6 games and be in that 9 range where you're missing out on the top talent. They do it every time. So who knows? It's hard to say. And
Carson Strong. I like Carson Strong. Willis will not be there at 12. He'll go top 10. He very well could. Let's talk other risers in the Senior Bowl that I was a big old fan. Jalen Petrie, safety from Baylor. Love that dude. He's another guy that might have found his way into round 1 after that. I mean, he's a guy you can play anywhere. He is just your Swiss Army knife. That's the word I'm thinking of. And he's just fun to watch. So Jalen Petrie, love him. We've saw Boye Mafe in the comments. How could you not love that guy? Boye Mafe is the shit. Love that guy. Gophers, baby.
Yeah, I can see him slipping in the ass end of round 1. That's a guy, maybe if you trade back up in the round 1, you look at getting him, or, maybe he's that pick you make on day 2 there early at the 12th pick of the second round for the Vikings. If you haven't got your edge rusher yet, Mafe would be a huge score. Oh. Another guy who I think is a second round pick, Travis Jones, D tackle from UConn. He is your perfect fit at nose tackle. You want that nose tackle for your new 3-4. Get Travis Jones in round 2. This guy was absolutely unblockable, blowing guys up, destroying guys, finishing all over their faces. He was not being kind to anybody. Travis Jones, not the most exciting name, but man, he is a hell of a player.
Yeah, he rips shit up all damn week. Skull Mafia is on the Ritter train. Tex Ritter Ditter, Devin Lloyd. That's Dirk Diggler. Thank you. You got my skin color right. I don't have the bitch tits, but you got the skin color right.
It's not quite the Batman shape on that chest, so that's not quite accurate.
Another guy, it doesn't seem like he had an overly great practice, but teams are just going to fall in love with his size and his athletic ability, and that's Tariq Woolen, the cornerback from University of Texas San Antonio. And I love that guy. He's like 6'3". He's ginormous. His wingspan is just, he can go snipe those things out of anywhere. DM, thanks, sir.
Yeah, what a guy. DM. Ooh.
Tariq Woolen.
His picture is Ryan Grigson when the moon comes out.
I don't know who that is. Ryan Grigson. Gotcha.
So
Tariq Woolen, I think, is a guy that won't be taken based off his talent alone, but just his size and his potential. Love Tariq Woolen.
Yeah, another guy moving up, Christian Watson, the wide receiver from NDSU. Very impressive. Not that the Vikings are being early in the market for a wide receiver, but you never know. You never know when they're going to be on the board. Like, hey, this is the best player available. Let's take them. But those are definitely some guys who are shooting up the board after the Senior Bowl. Chad Muma, linebacker. Well, I have to dig into that guy.
Deanna wants Ritter at pick 12. He'd be fired immediately.
Hey, we took Christian Ponder at pick 12, so anything's possible.
Ritter.
We don't know how Kwesi's going to draft. If he uses this weird analytical approach, maybe Ritter will be the top option at 12.
Kellen Mond can't read defenses. Yeah, I do look forward to just like seeing Kellen Mond out there. Anything. Put him out even in preseason. I just can't wait to see Kellen Mond.
He did get better as the preseason went on. The game against the Chiefs, he drove the team down. I think he maybe threw a touchdown. He at least moved the chain. So you did see a little bit of progression from him, which was good.
Let's see in the comments your ideal pick at pick 12 for the Vikings. And nothing. Let's be realistic here. No Aiden Hutchinson's. Ideal pick. I got an ideal pick. And while you're thinking about that, why don't you hit up that Patreon page? Let's get a Patreon tonight, huh? We're doing our giveaway tomorrow for our monthly swag giveaway. Hit it up. Still a chance.
Yeah, we did our first ultimate mock draft, the entire first round, last week's Patreon vid. Check it out if you have not yet done that. That is exclusive Patreon viewers, and we'll be doing that all throughout the draft season. Look for those ultimate mocks. This is version 1.0. And as it goes on, we'll add rounds. Hell, by April, we'll be doing round 3 rounds.
We got a Sauce, Derek Stingley, who could maybe be in play. I mean, I think it's just a little what is it, bullshit, as they say. I can't see any way he gets there at 12, but they're saying, yeah, injury concerns, his effort, maybe he slides a little bit. He might not be the first corner off the board, but if he's there at pick 12, my pants are on the ground and I'm doing the chicken.
Oh man, I haven't seen that in a while. Tyler Linderbaum, I see a Linderbaum here. He wants another center. Sean Anderson says, let's go center again.
A couple Sauces, Jordan Davis. I think I like Jordan Davis, but I think some of those D tackles at the Senior Bowl, I think I'd rather just wait and get one in round 2. I think that's a little high for Davis.
I don't know. You see him, he's kind of becoming a popular pick to the Falcons at 8. I would be fine with, I wouldn't complain about Jordan Davis. I don't think
Jordan Davis to 8 to the Falcons. I don't know what mock drafts you're looking at. I think
I've seen it. Yeah. Well, yeah. Check it out.
I would love to. I don't know what you haven't referenced one yet.
It's the draft networks.
Oh, I do like draft networks. Linderbaum. Holy shit. Tim Versteeg. Case of beer on him. Wow.
Versteeg. Well done.
Versteeg.
What a guy.
Hey, that will go to a case of beer. There's no doubt about that.
Hell yeah. Sauce Gardner, a lot of Sauce Gardners. Kayvon Thibodeau, there's some rumors he's starting to slide.
Diggler just stepping on his dick, putting that out there. Linderbaum, I would be actually fine with another center in this many years. The dude's just too damn good. When you watch these guys who live and breathe draft, and when they say Tyler Linderbaum talent is like top 7, even though he is a center and he is like can't miss. Why not? Centers, it's not like when they re-sign him, they're making $50 million a year. They're cheap too, and you get a fantastic one.
And that's why he'll fall. He'll probably go lower than his talent really warrants because he's a center, and it's just not a super sexy, attractive position, especially when that goes high in the draft. So he'll probably go lower than he should.
Tim Versteeg, put that up there one more time. What a guy! That was wonderful.
He
actually interviewed for the Steelers GM job.
Yeah, I saw that. Louis Riddick. If they do that, they're definitely not taking Kirk Cousins. I do not think that Louis Riddick is a fan of Kirk Cousins, just the way he comments when he has been on Monday Night Football. So you might as well, the Cousins to Steelers dream, I think, would be dead at that point. So who would you guys rather have, though? I mean, I've seen a lot of Sauce Gardner, I've seen a lot of Derek Stingley. What would be your preference of the two?
My right now, my ideal pick right now is Sauce. That's what I want.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the way I'm going to. I mean, if you're going to go corner, I might prefer an edge rusher I just think that's the way to go. I mean, you get great pressure up front. It doesn't really matter who's playing corner for you if the quarterback doesn't have time to throw. So, but yeah, between those two, I would lean towards Sauce. That guy is just so big, so good, can cover, can hit. Looks like almost a sure thing back there in the secondary, which you can't really say about corners because corners are they're hard to project, especially in year one.
Trent McDuffie from Washington's getting a lot of love too. A lot of love. I saw him go in the PFF mock to the Vikings.
I've seen him to the Vikings quite a few times. The same mocks where I've seen Jordan Davis go 8.
He could be a why can't I think of it? Horn last year. He could be that cornerback that not porn, Horn. Oh. Horn for the Panthers who rose up the charts.
JC Horn.
He could be that late riser that all of a sudden, holy shit, he's the number one corner. We see it. Cornerback seems like it's every year. We're also this one guy comes out of nowhere and just goes before anybody. You would think CJ Henderson.
Damon Arnett.
Yeah, it's crazy.
AJ Terrell went way earlier than we all thought.
Dirty wet sauce all day. Stingley does have crazy potential. Everybody says that Stingley, the reason he fell off from his fantastic freshman year is because they were fantastic his freshman year. In the next 2 years, their defense was complete dog shit.
And that's why he was bad?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't have that front seven up there ripping shit up, helping him out. He had like no help.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's hard to cover a guy for 20 minutes when you can't get any pressure. Zion Johnson. Yeah, another guy I think made himself some money at the Senior Bowl. That guy was staying after playing center. I don't think you take him at 12, but I don't think he's going to be there in round 2 either. Piers one bar has frozen. I'm just going to make a quick check to see if that is me or not. He froze before we started.
It's me.
It is. You're back.
Yeah, that was me.
You just scared me. Like you snuck up on me like a werewolf in the dark.
Anytime it's windy, I tell you, edge rusher. Yeah, everybody should start to get know all the edge rushers in this draft class.
The one thing though, yeah, I am thinking that there's probably better options in round 2 at edge rusher than it will be at corner. So maybe you do go with that corner first.
Maybe they get Boye Mafe somehow in round 2, and I Boye Mafe in my pants.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I love that guy. When he goes off the board, it's going to be almost like when Antoine Winfield went off the board.
I thought you were going to say Blake Cashman.
Nothing will hurt me as much as losing out on Blake Cashman ever.
We've had a request to see the Grigson picture again. We'll see if you can make that happen or not. Oh my God, there he is. Voss, why would we draft a kicker? We have our kicker. His name is Greg and Joseph. Not me, that was. Oh God, I looked at the wrong screen.
Mon is crazy of potential. Skull Mafia is on the Mon choo-choo train.
He's talking about Kellen?
Assuming so. Any more draft chatter out there?
I think I talked about the guys I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be you're gonna be sick of hearing about the draft from us. We're gonna be doing our first Viking 7-round mock on Friday, I think. So tune into that shit show.
I'm excited.
We're gonna be filling holes, filling needs, taking reaches. Boye Mafe is gonna be on my board right from the start.
Are we gonna do the one where we can do trades too, or are we just gonna do the normal one?
No spoilers.
I'm just trying to prep, man. All right, let's play a little game here. We're going to start moving from draft talk to free agency talk here. Before we get into actually some guys who might be looking at in free agency, let's play a little game.
Play a game. Sign up for the Patreon.
This is called You Can Only Keep One. It's kind of like Who Would You Do, but it's more like a threesome. So you can only keep one of these guys. We got offense, defense, and special teams. I threw in special teams on you one bar. I know you weren't ready for that. All right, so if you only keep one of these guys for the 2022 season, who would it be on offense? Kirk Cousins, Delvin Cook, or Adam Thielen?
I'm not listening. Ethan Griffith gives $2, so he's taking a poop. I can't. That's fantastic.
He's pooping right now. We missed our greeter. He was in there last week. Yeah, greeting people while taking a shit. What a way to make a living.
All right, say that again. What are we doing?
So who are you gonna keep? We're gonna give 3 options: offense, and then do defense, then do special teams. 3 guys whose futures with the team are cloudy at best right now. But if you could only keep one, if you could pick which one to keep, let's do offense first. Kirk Cousins, Delvin Cook, or Adam Thielen. Who are you going to keep?
You're keeping them at their current contract.
Yep.
Cousins, Cook, Thielen. This is a no-brainer for me. But let's see what we get for comments. We got some Cooks. We do. Matamidai loves some Adam Thielen.
I think Matamuna may be very sad in a couple of months. I hope not.
We got another Thielen. We got a Cook. Tim Voss. Yes, Griff with the clutch shit. Bob Swede doesn't understand the rules of the game.
He was to keep all 3. He's had some Voodoo Rangers tonight.
He's being greedy.
Griffith loves Thielen.
Look, I mean, if it's down to these three, how can it not be Dalvin Cook?
I'm picturing him wiping right now.
Nah, Griff don't wipe. He's too good for that.
Oh my God, does it come out clean?
Drop and pull him up. Done deal.
Ugh.
Dalvin Cook. How can it not be Thielen? I mean, if Dalvin Cook was like 30 or 31, it would be a little bit harder. But come on, Dalvin Cook's the right answer.
Yeah, I agree. I'd do Delvin Cook too. And part of it to me is you can get trade value, I think, for Kirk Cousins. Adam Thielen, I think you just have to let that salary go. He's getting up there in years. It'll be tough, but I think if you're looking to save some money, that's a good spot to do that. Delvin Cook, I don't think you're going to get anything that you'd want on the trade market, so you might as well keep him at the current cost. You can work some other stuff out to make up for that cap hit that he's going to have. But again, he's an explosive player, and I'm excited to see what he can do in Kevin O'Connell's offense. I think he'll really find creative ways to use him and get the most of him. And we might see a Delvin Cook from, that stretch he was on. Was that 2020 when he ran for like 300 and whatever yards in like 2 games? It was crazy. But Delvin Cook's who you're keeping here.
I want to know what Eric Spink is looking at over there. What do you think he's looking at? I like it.
I'm a rainbow.
I'm very curious. The Rams, anyways, I don't know if this is McVay, whoever, they like to use 1,400 running backs. That's for sure. They're not scared to use their depth chart. So I think Dalvin Cook's going to do fantastic, but we could be seeing a nice little dose of Mr. Nwangu and Madison as well.
Which is fine. I think a healthier Dalvin Cook's a better Dalvin Cook. And you look at the new running back coach, he used Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams interchangeably. So I think you could see that as well. And why not use those guys more? Let's keep Dalvin fresh. Let's keep Dalvin healthy. And let's have a 3-headed monster.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, what is Dalvin Cook changed into?
4.
What number? Is it 4? All right.
It's number 4.
Sean Anderson, you were close.
What do you think it was, 5?
You thought it was 2. Mateo Gallardo, the potato. Can we trade them all? Don't want any of them.
Have you ever heard that name before?
I have now. I'm becoming very familiar with the potato. Love the potato.
All right. So Dalvin Cook, that's what I think most people.
Dalvin Cook seems to be the winner. No, I don't believe anyone voted for Kirk Cousins.
No, let's go to defense. All right, defense. You can only keep one. Who'd you do? Danielle Hunter, Eric Kendricks, or Harrison Smith?
You can only keep one. Hunter, Smith, Kendricks. Holy shit.
The rest have to go. Damn potato.
This is another fairly easy one for me.
I've been going back and forth. I was set one way, then I was taking a pee before this, and I started going the other way.
So we're assuming we're getting compensation for some of these.
Yeah, you can definitely throw in the compensation, but right now, like Natalie Imbruglia, I'm torn.
Hunter, Kendricks.
Easily Hunter. Wow.
Patrick Swayze is saying fair. Life's not fair.
It's true. It's true. You're learning things today.
We're gonna need an answer from you, Swayze Craze.
No, he's pouting. Harry, wow.
Buford's going with Hunter. Kendricks.
John Swanson.
Keeping Harry. All right. Yeah. All right. Wow.
Hunter stays, according to Viking Jerome.
Well, up, I guess. It's your honor.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth, seesawing this, but I'm gonna go with Eric Kendricks. That's who I'm gonna keep because I think you can get better compensation for Danielle Hunter right now. Coming off two years, he's still an elite pass rusher. He is still got 4 probably very, very good years of football in him. I think teams are going to look at that, give you the best package you get for that guy. He's going to have a huge salary coming up. He's going to cost you some money down the road if you do re-sign him. Use those picks, get your edge rushers in. There's other ways to create pressure. Yes, Danielle Hunter is an elite pass rusher. He's probably the best player of this group right now, but I think I would take Kendricks and see what I could get for Hunter.
Yeah, you gotta. If we're getting rid of Hunter and Harrison Smith, you got to keep Kendricks. Who the hell is going to be the leader of this defense? You got to keep Kendricks. If we had been running a 3-4 and could see what Danielle Hunter could actually do in this thing, it'd be a different thing. But that adds a whole nother element to it, a whole nother question mark to it. It came down to Danielle Hunter and Kendricks, but it's Kendricks, and it's pretty easy.
I'm still struggling with it.
Yeah,
keep me up tonight.
Love Danielle Hunter.
All right. Well, let's go to special teams. The one everybody's been waiting for. Who do we keep of these 3? Greg Joseph, Jordan Berry, or Dede Westbrook?
God, you put Dede Westbrook in this list? It's gross. He's a free agent.
I'm just joking. It's Berry or Joseph. Who'd you do?
Berry or Joseph? Who are we keeping?
This is a true who'd you do?
Who'd you do? I'm not waiting. I want Greg Joseph, and it's not. I love Jordan Berry. I thought he did fantastic, but we can find some other punters.
Wow. Did you see our other punter last year? He was horse shit.
Yeah, I did.
He was a bad punter. And Rick Spielman's gone, so maybe we'll actually have the same punter through the preseason into the season.
Everybody is keeping Berry but me.
Yeah, I'm keeping Berry too. I'm with everybody else.
Jordan Berry's the best player on the team. I just got rid of him. I just shipped him. No problem there. John Swanson, thank you. Third leg Greg. All right, we got 2 of them.
Yeah, you got some friends. Hard to find good kickers. He has shown to be one. Well said, Montemita. I don't know. I'm just going with Berry because like Griff said, I think at times he was the best player on the field for us. Kicked us out of some very bad situations. A team that loved to go 3 and out. Jordan Berry would come on and say, "Not today, boys," and he kicked that thing 90 yards down the damn field with his dick.
Well, that would be painful.
Packers, Jerome. Oh, we got a fight in the comments. Those are fighting words. It's Deanna. Oh, Skull Mafia. They're the same color.
Well, let's talk some free agency. Let's talk some free agents. Vikings, as of now, don't really have any money to spend, but we all know they'll work something out, and they'll be making some free agent moves.
Well, so I used that to the guys I brought up in my list that they're not going to have any money. So I went for some lower tier free agents, and I just stayed to one position because I don't know for sure if we are going to be a 3-4, who's staying, who's going. So I just kept it to one position. I just got 2 names, some very early free agent targets that the Vikings could be interested in. But let's see some names. You guys got any out there?
Yeah, free agency is gross.
The wind must be picking up again. He'll come back. We blow on him. I'm blowing. He's not coming back.
I'm coming.
Oh my God. Are you?
Right. Yeah, free agency class is dog shit. Dog shit this year. So this is the year not to have any money, so I like it.
No, I think, Quasey will pick through that shit. He'll find himself some real turds. Is turds better than shit? I don't know. Sounded better in my head.
I think turds are for kids. Yeah, I kind of went with the same route, just not going with just the top level stallions that are few that are available. But I did go with some certain positions as well.
Yeah, I just stuck with the cornerback position because I don't know what we're going to be running for sure. So I didn't want to start guessing.
Well, there's plenty of edge rushers out there.
I know, but some are better fits in 3-4s. Some are better than in 4-3s. Yeah, but I'm just waiting until it's official. But yeah, it seems like it's probably going to happen. Anybody got any Rams center? Sounds like a movie. Von Miller. All right. Well, the first guy I got, I'm going with the cornerback. A guy I loved in the draft. He came out back, I think it was 17, and there is a connection here with him and Kwesi Adefo-Mensah because he was in San Francisco when this guy was there. It's Ahkello Witherspoon, the cornerback. San Francisco 49ers. This guy is huge. He's 6'3", 198 pounds. He had a 75 grade at PFF last year. 7 career interceptions, 33 career passes, defense. Not going to really come up and lay big hits, but as a coverage guy who has some experience, who also has connections to Kwesi, Ahkello Witherspoon, would not mind seeing him in purple. I think he'd come pretty cheap.
Really? I was just saying, don't you think he'd be kind of expensive?
Yeah, he didn't have a projected contract on the thing. Now, there's a lot of these guys that were not very expensive. He was one that didn't have a projected salary, but really his overall career stats aren't that impressive. But
cornerback, you can't really go by the stats.
Yeah, well, you can go by some stats here, but I like the ties to Kwesi, so I that was one guy. I think he'd make a lot of sense here. Ahkello Witherspoon, guy I've always liked him.
Was he Wake Forest?
I might have been Colorado. Was he Colorado?
Yeah, it was one of the two. Well, speaking of cornerbacks, I'm going Desmond King. I've always wanted Desmond King. Remember we were going to try to trade for him, the Chargers, a couple of years back. Didn't happen. Desmond King still only 27. Started 12 games last year. He could still play. He would probably be a starter on this team, if not add some very, very good depth. 3 interceptions last year. He's bounced around. I'm surprised. He's already been on like 3 teams, but Desmond King shouldn't be overly expensive.
Yeah, a guy I wanted in the draft. I think he followed like the 5th round. Shit, I had him going like in round 2.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was from Iowa, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a guy who I think he's got some returnability to him. He can play safety. He can play corner. I love Desmond King. I'd be all over that. Again, I don't know how much he's going to cost. I don't know how much any of these guys are going to cost at this point, but Desmond King would be a huge get for the Vikings and one that would get me, my scepter risen, if you know what I'm saying.
It is good to be the king.
It is good to be the king. All right, another cornerback I had, just an old guy, a good old name, a guy whose career is coming to an end, but probably still got
we don't want any old ass guys.
We need guys we can afford. I'm looking in the bargain bin here. This is like when you're looking for Bloodsport in the $2 DVD bin at Walmart, trying to find a great flick to watch.
You find Tremors instead.
That's all right. I'm going
dog shit.
Old man Joe Hayden again, a guy who comes in, still playing all right. Gives you that veteran leadership, can help this young secondary. We're still going to have a young secondary. If Harrison Smith goes, you need someone back there who's seen it all, can do it all, can help these guys get lined up. Joe Hayden, a guy, he's still playing decent football. Probably a year or two left in his career. I think he'd come in pretty cheap.
Brandon King, you have a hell of a night.
Yeah.
Hell of a night.
I'm going to tell.
Thanks for joining.
I'll send you a story to read the kids for next week.
Joe Hayden. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get Joe Hayden, you might as well just re-sign Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, well, we're not going to. We're going to get Joe Hayden.
How old is Joe Hayden? Probably not as old as I'm thinking. Really, really old. So I'm probably not giving him a fair shake.
I think it was that long. Oh, he's getting down there.
How about a wild card here from the Packers? Rasul Douglas. He's a free agent.
I know. I think he made himself some money.
Yeah, he did, but I mean that was a pretty small window. He played in 5 interceptions in 12 games and absolutely ripped shit up. He's already said he wants to go back to the Packers, but depending on who's on that Packers squad, does he really want to go back? Does he?
I don't know, but again, a guy I consider too. I thought he probably made decent money here, so I took him off.
He went from practice squad to. I mean, he couldn't have made that much money. They're not going to throw like number one corner money at him.
He's playing for the Packers. The team gets a lot of exposure league wide. Everybody knows how good he played. I think he earned himself some contract that's probably more than the Vikings can afford. Joe Hayden is 32 years old.
32. Yeah, that's old as shit.
Ethan Pochik, another guy we both wanted in the draft. Name I've seen floating around the comments. I'd be fine with that. Has he stayed at center or has he been primarily playing guard?
I believe he's been more at guard, and he was actually on my list. He actually didn't have a horrible season. Only gave up 2 sacks, 1 penalty. His PFF was 67. He's not going to be very expensive. I mean, wasn't he last year a free agent that was around forever?
Didn't we sniff around him once? The guy who's never quite lived up to his potential either, but
no, not even close.
I don't know. I'd be fine with it just because I wanted.
I mean, look at our guard depth chart. We'd be fine with a rock.
Just the rock or a rock?
A rock. A really shitty one. A quartz.
Hey, Trey Stallings. Thank you, sir.
Trey, make him pay. Love it.
Dirk Diggler dropping a big name. A big name on us.
You are?
No, Dirk Diggler just did.
Davian Clowney, he's a free agent again. It seems like that guy's a free agent every year.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to drop. So, speaking of guard, we're talking about Ethan Pochik, James Daniel, and Connor Williams. Those are the top guards. They're going to make a shit ton of money. At least got to mention them that we realize that they're free agents, but they are a pipe dream.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe we're not going to need a guard because maybe our guard's already on the roster and Wyatt Davis.
You know who's another free agent guard that is not good at all? Will Hernandez. I didn't realize how bad he actually has been.
I wanted him over Mike Hughes.
Yeah, Will Hernandez, 8 penalties this year, 7 sacks. His PFF was 55. And the year before, it was pretty much the same. I mean, I was very shocked how bad he was.
Yeah, that guy just built like a freaking square. He's like the human rhombus. He, again, another guy, just a lot of these guys from that class have not panned out.
Akeem Hicks, bring him home.
Oh, my God, Akeem Hicks would be so hot. Love that so much, so much.
Do you got any other free agents?
No, I kept it pretty simple and pretty light.
Trey Stallings confirms Hernandez was a bust. Another safety again. I can't believe he's already a free agent. Pipe dream. Jesse Bates, Bengals.
I thought you could say Miles Killebrew.
No, Miles Killebrew's bad. He's very, very bad. What
Jesse Bates? There's just no way in hell we could afford Jesse Bates.
I know, but yeah, it'd be great. I just can't believe he's already a free agent. It seems like he was drafted like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it does seem like that, but he's too damn good.
We got to be realistic about our free agents, but you never know if they do make some of these moves where they're clearing off a lot of these veterans making a lot of money, which our boy Mr. Grigson did. And if you don't remember what he looked like, I will help you.
I don't remember.
He did that when he got to Indianapolis. He wiped away.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus!
Look at his sunglasses. It looks like he's looking at a highway. I'm confused.
He's on a highway. It's like a bus is coming at him. But with that look, he absolutely makes that bus stop.
Would you like
everybody gets off.
Say, I want to see you in my office. No thanks.
He's probably the guy who keeps those little black combs in his back pocket.
Note, it's going to be okay. Kwesi's got this. He's got this. And yes, he brings up a very good point. That was his big knock. He could not get Andrew Luck any protection. He could not do anything with the offensive line. It's concerning. Very concerning.
Well, we're used to that here. We are used to that here. But again, he's not the one making the final decision. So
Patrick Peterson stay with the Vikings. They might be forced to have to keep him if he's willing to come back at a cheaper price. They don't really. I mean, their secondary is so depleted. They might have to sniff around.
Yeah, and let's not let's assume because we don't have money right now, we're not going to have money. Look at last year. Look at last year. We had no cap space either. We brought in Patrick Peterson. We brought in Delvin Tomlinson. We brought in Mackenzie Alexander. We were signing Nick Vigil. I mean, we were signing guys. It wasn't like
but they were all very. I mean, they were signed for. You're talking about guys that were signed for $1 and $2 million.
Well, it might be a lot of the same stuff this year. Brzezinski can make it work. He'll find money. That guy is the expert at just walking the streets looking for quarters, digging the couch cushions. He can make it happen. He's a extreme couponer when it comes to the salary cap, and he will continue to do that. So we'll have at least one bigger signing than we expect.
Look at those defensive tackles in the middle. That could free up some serious money as well. So, yes, we will have money. We will make moves. Free agency will still be damn fun to watch. So, free agency draft coming up, combines in a couple weeks. This is our moment. This is the time of year where we should be excited, where we have hope.
Well, let's hope next year, well, maybe not next year, but the year after, our moment is in February because they're playing for the damn Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Boye Mafe is on this team. Ripping shit up. Ripping butt cheeks off.
Is that what he does? Is that what he's known for? Just tearing. Okay. All right. Ripping off butt cheeks.
I'm getting excited.
Yeah, you are. My Boucher, yeah. That'll be all right. All right. Well, the Super Bowl is this Sunday. Who do you guys think? Who do you guys got to win this thing? You guys think the Bengals are going to pull it off, or is Matt Stafford finally get that elusive ring? Who we got winning the Super Bowl? And let's see some scores, too.
Let's see some scores. And Patreon page, we're going to be doing some sort of Super Bowl contest where we're giving away swag. So there it is. Hit it up. Hit it up. Cincy, Rams. I'm pulling for the Rams. I want the Rams to win. I want them to win bad.
Cincy.
I want the Bengals to win.
Didn't you just say the Rams?
I just had I don't know what just happened. I think I had a stroke, but I want the Bengals to win.
Honestly, I'm there's no like enemy, there's no like villain in this Super Bowl. A lot of years the Patriots are always kind of the villain. I think the Chiefs would admit it. They may have been the villain team this year, the team that keeps coming back. This year it's the Rams and it's the Bengals. No real villain. You got our future head coach coaching on one side, and you get the Bengals, a team that was in the shitter a year ago, go up to the penthouse. So you love that. You love the swag of Joe Burrow. You love all the young weapons there on offense. So I'm also rooting for the Bengals. I didn't think they'd get this far, so why can't they go one step further? The Rams, they kind of stumbled, dick their way through this thing, not really being dominant with all the guys they brought in. So I would expect all the talent on the roster, they would have had a little easier path to get in here than they did. So I'm going to go with the Bengals, and the Simpsons predicted it, 34-31. The Simpsons are always right, so I'm going to go with that.
Wow. I want Kevin O'Connell to get real close. You want that taste of Super Bowl victory in his mouth, just all over his face, but then just be that much hungrier to come back next year.
You should.
I wanted that thing.
You should write erotica.
I do. Ethan Griff Daddy, have a good night. Hope you
have a good night.
Front to back, never back to front.
Yeah, well, he's a little bit lighter this
evening. Get mud balls if you go back to front.
Mud balls.
Mud balls. Yeah, I'm going Bengals. Bengals are winning this thing 31-28. A lot of points. Joe Burrow is going to lead this team to victory, baby. And then Bengals are going to be holding that up.
It's crazy to think. I was so depressed when they beat us in week 1, and now they're playing for the damn championship of the world. It's crazy.
Hell yes. Seems to be a lot of Bengals talk. Griff Daddy did not confirm if he had mud balls or not. Oh, there we go. Tim Voss. Mud balls are the worst.
I'm just being introduced to mud balls. Is this like a thing?
Only if you wipe back to front.
I don't know if I could even do that.
Yes, Bengals. All right. Anything else? I mean, we're doing our Viking 7-round mock this week. We're still going to be doing a lot of draft talk. Coaches, I'm sure we'll have another leading candidate tomorrow for defensive coordinator. It seems to change every damn day. So we're going to be back hot and heavy.
Yeah, there's just so much to talk about. It just seems like there's more and more every single day, and I hope it never ends. This has been fantastic, and I think it's going to continue to be fantastic because, damn it, we're almost to free agency. It's just so exciting. I can hardly stand it. And next week we're going to officially have a new coach. How freaking amazing is that?
Yes. Thanks for everybody hopping on. Fantastic. We always love you guys coming on and talking Vikings, talking mud balls.
Hell yeah. And thanks for everybody who donated today. And thanks for everybody who just, hops on and gives the comments and helping this thing work. All right. Until next week, guys, remember this. Diego, the Hood Island Tortoise. What a name. Sounds like a rapper. Diego, the Hood Island Tortoise, is credited with single-handedly saving his entire species from extinction by impregnating around 900 females during a breeding program on Santa Cruz Island.
Just quick. Billy Bats, you're doing it wrong. You got to do it the other way.
I think your sleeve would get all dirty.
All right. See you later.